Hello and welcome to the podcast, episode 3. Today, my guest has so many titles that I'll just go with the one that encompasses them all. Icon Phoebe Jones. Hello.
Hi. Hi, Kat. So
Welcome.
nice to see you or hear from you.
Hear me, it's an audio podcast. Look at that lovely
hmm
bug. Anyway, would you like to introduce yourself to the audience?
I'm Phoebe Jones, singer, songwriter, activist, humanitarian. I got that title once from a fan, and I
Lovely.
kept going with that. So yeah.
And just give your pronouns for the audience. Obviously, I use she,
Oh,
her.
she, her. Yep, that's fine with me.
Cool. And obviously, your job is singer, songwriter.
Yeah.
Your account is just so beautiful. Currently,
Thank you.
yeah, you've literally today you announced your latest album.
Yeah. I'm so excited for this record. It's honestly something that I it's like it's all comprised of events that led me to this part in my life and all this like the battles you climb are I mean what my mom told me, she said once, she said the battles you fight in life are not as more important as the way you get to those battles. And I truly
Mhm.
believe that. And
Yeah, and the cover, I mean, obviously it's only like this is the official cover of the album, right? Is this my internet having problems? Hello, sorry. That I don't know if that was a problem on your part or on my
I
part,
think it
but
was mine. Sorry. Someone
okay.
called right
I
back in
see.
the So when I was shooting the cover, I wanted to do a lotus, which you can see an outline of a lotus and a lotus on top of my head. Um,
Hmm.
I think lotuses are such a very spiritual flower. It
Uh-huh.
really shows it's a story of someone who starts as a bud, like a little bud, and then blossoms into a beautiful flower that opens up over time, and that truly resonated with me, and I wanted to
Mhm.
include that on my cover.
So it has like a special meaning to you that's
Oh yes.
yeah, okay. Nice. I would love to know, I mean, obviously we get everything about your career on your Instagram, but
Mhm.
is there anything like at home life? How's that going for you, like currently with the pandemic situation and all of that?
Oh, I've managed to just stay indoors as much as possible.
Hmm.
Um, Working and shooting things and doing projects has been a really difficult thing to do during these times, and I think the most important thing we all can do is stay masked and just not listen to the Karens on social media.
Yeah. Um, and aside from being a singer, you're also I don't are you the host or the producer of ANTM?
That's a really good question. ATM was something I came up with that I really wanted to do. Uh, I am the producer and executive producer, but for the spinoff, my friend Alexa handles that.
Lovely. Are there any like behind the scenes secrets that you could share
Oh, ATM
about
has a
the
lot
show?
of secrets. I mean, I've honestly thought about doing a secret podcast about ATM for a really long time because there's just so many interesting things that nobody sees. So
Hmm.
when we cast the girls, when we cast the models, we actually have shooted an episode for season 4, I believe. We shot an episode where we were going to like audition the girls, do a little mock audition,
Hmm.
but for some reasons, events led to another, and we didn't get to shoot that. Um, so we just went with the regular way we always shoot a season. The seasons are normally shot in summer. Um,
The
we
best time.
sequester, yeah, exactly, the best time. We sequester each girl, and filming normally lasts around 2 months or a month. The longest we've shot a season was for a month, and we're actually gearing up for, well, while this spin-off comes
Hmm.
about, we're actually working on production for our All-Star season, which I'm so excited for.
That is exciting.
I've been very vocal about it. I mean,
Hmm.
I truly believe that a lot of fans really latch onto the show, and they always like, we want to see this girl, we want to see that girl, and I'm like, okay, I would love to do it.
Yeah, definitely. Like the amount of fandom that people like Savi or Leah got after their career
Oh
on
my God,
ANTM,
yes,
with their
exactly.
music videos.
I truly adore the success that Savvy and Leah have gotten. It's been a very great year for them. It's amazing how a TV show like this can launch your whole career, and these girls are just out there doing it, and I love to see it.
And you don't always expect that musicians are gonna come from modeling shows even.
Right, where you wouldn't expect where someone's story begins, and you wouldn't normally see that happening for someone, but it's so
Mm.
refreshing to see for me.
I love like what brought you to ANTM. Like there were when I started Instagram, I loved seeing all of like the photo shoots that you did because they were also conceptual and stuff, and it was just they're beautiful, and you still inspire me to this day, honestly.
Thank
Um,
you. You know, I love your photos. Like, I've always noticed how dedicated you are to taking your photos, and it's honestly wonderful to see as well.
Thank you.
See your social
Um,
media.
yeah, social media is, I mean, I feel like I'm attached to it more than anybody else in my friendship group. I am like the person to talk to if you have like a tech problem.
Mm.
So that
Oh,
comes with being
that's
the
so true. Whenever my mom has a problem with her phone, she always goes to me and thinks that I can solve it.
she's like
Even
legend icon and star Phoebe Jones. Could you help
even
me think where the home button is?
right, exactly. Even after 4 Grammys, she still does. Even after 4 Grammys, I still help my Grammy.
That's,
She's doing
keeping
fine.
you, yeah, keeping you humble. And honestly, I mean,
Hmm.
you can have so many Grammys and still be incredibly humble, like the way you are. You speak
Hmm.
out on matters, like recently the Black Lives Matter
Oh
movement.
yes. I've
Obviously, that's been a movement
always
for a long time.
listen. I've
Yeah.
always believed in Black stories, Black lives, and Black souls. I've always believed in like we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for our African American and Black brothers and sisters. Truly. And seeing like Breonna Taylor, Jacob Price, um, all these Black stories, like hearing them in the media, it's heartbreaking to see that. Did you hear Breonna Taylor's case was taken to a court, and
Yes.
this they still haven't arrested the cops. Like that's just so. It
Mm.
just frustrates me.
And there are so many names that go unnamed. Uh,
Exactly.
a lot of the, I mean, there's whenever I think of the recent cases that like have resurfaced and stuff, I watched a short form video that was just repeating the name of Tony McDade over and over, and
Hmm.
that name like stuck with me because I'm thinking we're doing this, we are protesting, we are signing petitions, we are donating to charities for
Hmm.
people like Tony McDade, like Breonna Taylor, like Sandra Bland, whatever.
Exactly. Like it's honestly, I'm loving, like someone told me, they said, I read this, someone said, someone asked a Black Lives Matter protester, they said, do you think everything's gonna go back to normal after this? And they said, no. They simply said no and walked away. And I truly agree. I agree. I don't think that it's ever going to be the same after this. I think it's meant for that because we're doing like we're helping these people and get what they deserve. We're helping them get justice. And
If it all,
I don't
yeah, if it
and I
all
don't want it to.
if it all stays the same, then have we really changed anything? Anyway, sorry, I interrupted you. Keep going.
It's fine. It's fine. Well, I was just gonna finish off by saying it's it's interesting for me to see that like this whole like there was Black Lives Matter before, but it was only just like Black Lives Matter, that's that. But now it's so much more, and I love to see that for now. Like you can tell that a lot of these people are sick of dealing with this oppression and this discrimination. You can just see it because a black cop would give the same punishment to all races, but a white cop would not. And it's just not it's just unfair, and I can see that people are sick, and I'm sick of it.
There are people who go out like I mean I grew up in a completely white household, but my girlfriend
Same here.
Maria, she's black, and every day she'd walk out of the house fearing for her life that, something could happen to her mom, her dad, her little sister, or whatever because of their skin color.
hmm I mean I have collaborated with a lot of black singers and act models and stuff like that. I mean a lot when I was I'm gonna admit some wrong that I've done once. So this actually has to do with ANTM.
Hmm.
When I casted the first season, I tried to make sure that there were a lot of models that were this was a I think well I didn't really think it was going to be a season that had a lot of um
Discourse.
representation.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I wanted but then like when we're like casting from future seasons now, like I've got a really special cycle coming up after All Stars that I really want to do and execute.
Hmm.
And I'll just tell you that we've started looking at girls, and it's the most diverse season of ANTM I've ever seen. Um, I really want to make like I really want to make a oh, I was talking to this my manager once a long time ago. I said to him, I said, what if we get a black host, we get a black host and we get
Hmm.
some black A&T alumni and we do an all black season of
Hmm.
all a melanin season. That'd be so cool. And I totally want to do that.
Yeah, and I mean, like I know probably not my place to say, but would you ever consider like in the future maybe getting disabled models or uh
Absolutely.
curvier models?
Oh yeah, we just had one actually. We had Cherry.
Oh yeah,
She was a
yeah.
really great figure to have on the show. An open pansexual woman who was not afraid to show her curves. Like I can like I cannot tell you the amount of people who resonated with her story, saying I needed to hear that. I needed to see a woman like that
Mm.
on ANTM. I needed to see a woman like that. Like I would love to put more models that necessarily can't work or the word what is the word? Like I would love to put a model that is very um representative. I would love to have chemo patients. I would love
Mm.
to have cancer survivors. I would love to have people with acne scars. I would love to have people with all these different things that make them unique on this show because that's really what we want to do. We want to celebrate beauty in all shapes, sizes, and forms, and I truly resonate with that.
And it lets young kids see someone that looks like them on TV. I
Exactly.
mean, I'm not. I mean, I'm gonna bring up Savi again because uh, there are young trans kids that saw her there and they were like, "Oh,
hmm
I can be like that one day." My colleague Eliza, I think Savi is her favorite artist.
I
And
love Eliza. I love her.
she's lovely. She's taking
She's
over my
amazing.
vlogs now. Um,
hmm
but she's trans and she's deaf and she just, I think.
Mm-hmm.
that someone on TV that was also trans, and also seeing someone. I mean, this wasn't Savvy, but obviously also seeing someone who was like a larger woman that really
Mm-hmm.
like resonated with her and made her feel seen. And I think that's what's like lovely with TV shows where
Mm-hmm.
everybody is a part of it because you're seeing yourself in them and
Uh,
you're thinking I can become that kind of person.
right. I think with Savvy, it was really groundbreaking when she didn't even tell us she was transgender before she got on the show. I think she, no, she came out to us on episode 3 or 4, and we didn't want to. Of course, we had to share her story. We didn't want to edit that out, and it was just a really blessing to have her. But of course, when Eliza won, Eliza was also there too. Um,
Mhm.
and it was nice to see her go for the gold as well. Um, I think looking back at season 1, we were doing things that no one else was doing on a platform like this. We were giving girls a platform that truly deserved it, and I think it would be fun to see more of her one day.
Yeah.
Uh, it would be fun to see more of her, and seeing her success, like being the first trans woman to win a Grammy
Mm.
for her album, is just amazing to see as well. It was a proud moment, in my opinion.
You did you mentor her or something? I mean, I think she's signed under your label, correct?
Yeah, she's on SAG with me. She's on SAG with me and Selena. Um, work, of course. I could tell you lots of stories about working with Selena. But
Oh,
when we
I
were signed,
I would love to. I love Selena. Her music is beautiful.
I loved her too. Okay, hold on. Let me just finish this story about Savvy, and then we'll talk about Selena. So
Keep going.
when we were signing Savvy, we didn't really know if we were gonna sign her at first. We were signing a bunch of people. We were just like going through. We were like, should we sign this artist? Should we do this?
Mhm.
And then when we saw Savvy, we were like, yes. People need to hear that. People need to see that rap, and like this girl can rap. Like she can write a rap in like 5 minutes. Like she is that talented, and I love seeing her when she was crafting her album. She presented us with 2 ideas. She said I really want to do a record where I introduce myself, and then I want to do my own freestyle album where I rap my own songs. And I'm like, okay, well, we'll see
Mhm.
if that works. And she did it all, and she's amazing. Oh, but of
It's great
course,
when you have a
yeah. Selena, on the other hand, Selena is an amazing artist. I met Selena actually on a podcast like this one. I met her on the
Oh,
first episode of Gleam Radio. Not to toot my own horn, but I'm actually bringing back Gleam Radio. If you would love to come on the show, Kat, I would love to have you.
that'd be lovely. Yeah.
It's coming soon. I'm working with a person to develop a podcast. But I met her on Gleam Radio, and she was a nice person, and we worked together a couple times. And she was a big supporter of mine. And then we decided I was signed with a label called Orchard Records, which was
Hmm.
held in Tennessee, my hometown. And the CEO is my dad, and he wanted to retire, and it fit so perfectly that we were going to do our own. So now we're our own CEOs.
That's,
Like
I mean, I love girl bosses. My
me
mom is an
too.
editor. Yeah, my mom is an editor of a magazine, and she's basically like the boss, and it's just so cool. I mean, growing up with a strong female figure in my home really
Right.
like inspired me to, be who I am today.
Seeing strong women win is something I love to see. I love to see women take their power and turn it into something really amazing, and it's truly inspiring to see. And when we opened our label, it was a monumental day for sure. I
Yeah.
remember we were at the party for the opening, and we were clinking like glasses, and we were saying, what is something we really want to do? And someone in the back shouted, we want to change the world. And I was like, yes. I agree. I couldn't. I mean, we all started laughing and like it was
Mm.
just such a perfect moment. And
And,
now we have like a lot of labels scattered across the country, and it's amazing.
and obviously you've produced. I mean, you are the mentor or like the just the mother of so many artists. I mean, like not physically, but like metaphorically, the mother of so many artists on Instagram that are inspired by you and take advice from you. Like I know you mentored I think I know you mentored did you say you mentored Selena?
For a while, but then she took off on
Yeah.
her own. And I mentored Chelsea. We actually just stopped mentoring. She's all mentored now. And
And
I loved, of course, I could say a lot of things about Chelsea as well.
and I think also for like a short period, Dodie.
I think, yeah, I worked with Dodie for a while. I truly believe in her skills as an artist as well. I love her music. I think it's so unique and very different than what anyone else is doing. She really opens her heart and pulls out the best lyrics I've ever seen, and I love that for her.
Mm.
Of course,
Anyway,
I'm also mentoring a couple artists right now that I can't really say, but I'm excited to see them go on a path per se.
mm. And I mean, we're getting like close to the end of the episode, so I'd love to know just one thing. What has been like getting you through the quarantine? Have you like been like baking, doing like starting yoga or like anything that's been like helping you through and, boosting your
Hmm.
mental health whilst you're stuck inside?
I think I've been watching shows, writing music writing more songs, um, taking care of my kids, doing a lot of amazing, just keeping my time occupied during quarantine, just like everyone else.
Mm,
Oh, and whenever I go to the store, I always wear a mask.
always.
You can quote me on that.
Just
Um,
I'll make sure to in my caption when I promote this episode, I'll make sure to put Phoebe Jones says wear a mask.
I do. I think wearing a mask is the most important thing right now we can do, and I cannot tell you how many hand sanitizers I bought during the pandemic. A lot.
You cannot go wrong. I mean, so they can be so stylish as well.
Right. Like, respect the drip. That's what I
um,
heard on social media.
yeah. I mean, before we go, I would love to know how your family is doing.
My family's
You
amazing.
your children are uh, I mean, I know you don't talk about them on social media a lot. I mean, obviously to protect their privacy, their children.
Hmm.
But how have they been handling the situation?
Corey and B have been absolutely amazing. I've been homeschooling them. They B just started pre-K, but Corey is has not. Um, and things have been just going amazing in the house so far. They are the most. I'm excited to train these girls and give them the brightest minds in the future and guide them on the right path. And as for my husband, he's on location shooting a movie right now.
Hmm.
Production opened right back up, so I'm excited for him.
That's
And
lovely.
my mother does live in the guest house above us. I
Mm,
always keep her with me, so I would hate for her to get it or do anything.
mm.
So she's quarantining, so everything's nice.
That's lovely. Okay.
How is your family?
My family's lovely. I've been FaceTiming my parents obviously because I mean, I don't live that far away from them. They're like two roads down from me
Hmm.
because that was like the convenience that I had when I moved into my apartment. I wanted to make sure that we were close to my family because I have two younger siblings, and they are like they grow up with me as like a someone to be there. My dad is a director, so when he has to take my mom to like an award ceremony or something, I'm there to be the babysitter, which, quite convenient for my parents, not always convenient
Mm-hmm.
for me because I mean, I don't have a child, but I do have a cat. Um, and I believe you do too, from the sounds that I can hear behind the mic.
Yes, I do. Most certainly. I do have a dog and a cat.
And they are a lot of work.
Yeah, they are.
The one thing that I missed a lot when I moved out was my family dog. So I think
Mm,
getting Cheeto was kind of like, I mean, he's a cat, but like it's still the same thing. It's
yeah.
another member of your family.
What I have, of course, I also, I don't know if you know, but I also have a pig named
Oh
Wilbur, and I
yes.
and I have a chicken, which a lot of people don't understand why I have a chicken, but I love. His name is Henny. Um, that was my daughter named him.
Oh.
And we love him. He's our family chicken. He's a really great soul.
And
Um,
is it a rooster or a chicken, like a hen?
I think Henny's a girl, so it's a hen. I think.
Okay. So do
Yeah.
you like I mean, are you I don't know if you're vegan or not, but like do you use like the eggs that she then
Um,
lays, baking or
no, we
anything?
don't. No, no, we don't. Um, but that's a great idea.
I I mean, for a short period of time, I did have a family member who lived on a farm and they would always use their chicken eggs for like
Oh yeah,
cakes and everything.
I had a lot of people in Tennessee who did that same thing.
Mm. Anyway, so before we go, I would love for you to plug any social media or anything that you would love the listeners to follow. I mean, obviously you have a Instagram, but I think also you have a TikTok account, maybe?
I do. So my Instagram is Phoebe Jones .doll. Um, my TikTok is Pickle Dolls, just Pickle Dolls. No, there's no spaces, no indents, nothing. And my side of the record label's YouTube is Gleam Entertainment. That's where you can find some of my videos, my songs, some award shows, and clips from me of me performing. What else? I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it.
Nice. And obviously, I will put those into the description of the episode. And your next album is releasing on December 28th. Is that right?
Yep. The sun will come up and the seasons will change will be released on all streaming services on December 28th.
All right. So I'm going to finish this podcast with the way that I end my vlogs, which goes, I love your faces, and I will see you later. Goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already and follow the accounts that will be linked in the description of this episode. And I will see you next Monday.